Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a doctor's office, ready for a routine blood test, only to leave feeling unsure about what's actually happening with your health? And I'm not talking about just the usual checkup stuff. I mean, have you ever thought, could I be missing something bigger here? Something that could change the way I take care of myself or my loved ones? Especially for senior women, this isn't just about the tests themselves. It's about making sure you're not making simple, everyday mistakes that could affect your health in a huge way. A simple, overlooked step before your blood test could be the difference between catching a serious health issue early and letting it slip by unnoticed. And that could be a mistake you don't want to make. As we get older, our bodies go through a lot of changes. Things like our energy levels, sleep patterns, and even the way we digest food, they all change. And sometimes, we don't even realize how much. We might brush off small signs as just part of getting older. But in reality, those changes, those little red flags, could be warning us that something deeper is going on. When it comes to blood tests, they're more than just numbers on a sheet. They can be the key to understanding what's happening inside your body. Yet the truth is, if you aren't paying attention to the right things, those tests can miss the bigger picture. And this, my friend, is where it gets serious. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 common mistakes that senior women make before getting blood tests. Trust me, these mistakes are easy to make, but they can have a lasting impact on the results you get, and more importantly, the way you take care of yourself after. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch out for before stepping into that testing room. You'll be empowered to take charge of your health and avoid those hidden pitfalls that could affect your results. Have you ever had a blood test that left you questioning the results or wondering if there was something you missed? If so, I want to hear your experience. Drop a comment below. I'm sure you're not the only one who's been there. And don't forget to subscribe to Lifestamina. We've got tons of helpful tips, especially when it comes to senior health and wellness. We're all in this together, so let's make sure we're taking the right steps to stay healthy and strong for the long run. Mistake number 1, not fasting before the test. Picture this, you've been told to fast before your blood test. Maybe you're in a rush or just not feeling like dealing with it, so you skip the fasting. You think, it's just a routine test, it won't matter, right? Well, the truth is, it does matter, and skipping that simple step could lead to some serious missteps in understanding your health. When you fast before a blood test, it's not just a random instruction, it's there for a reason. You see, when you eat or drink before a test, especially things like sugary foods or fatty meals, it can throw off your results. It can affect your glucose levels, cholesterol readings, and even how your liver and kidneys are functioning. That means, without fasting, your test might show falsely high or low readings, leading to a misdiagnosis or, worse, a misdiagnosis of something that needs immediate attention. A lot of people think it's okay to eat, especially for routine tests. But skipping fasting can lead to false positives, which could have you worrying about something you don't have. Or even worse, it can mask an actual issue that needs attention. It's an easy thing to overlook, but it can have a big impact on your health. So, what can you do? Simple, always follow your doctor's fasting instructions to the letter. Just a few hours without food can make a world of difference in the clarity of your results. It's a small sacrifice, but it's worth it for accurate information that can help you stay on top of your health. Fasting is important, but it's not the only thing that could be messing with your results. Let's talk about another mistake, one that has to do with your medication. Mistake number 2, taking medications right before the test. Here's another situation you might recognize. You're in the routine of taking your medications every morning, and you're about to head to your blood test appointment. You think, it's just a blood test. I'll take my meds like usual. But did you know that some medications can seriously interfere with your test results? Certain medications can affect your blood sugar, cholesterol, and even liver function, depending on what you're taking. And here's the kicker. Timing matters. You may not realize it, but popping your medication right before a test can alter your blood levels in ways that make your results inaccurate. It's easy to think that your medications don't matter, but not all medications are created equal. Some need to be paused before blood tests to make sure they don't mess with the accuracy of the readings. For instance, certain medications can raise blood sugar levels, while others can alter electrolyte balance or liver enzymes. That's why it's essential to check with your doctor before the test to see which medications should be skipped, especially those that you take in the morning. So, what's the solution? Always talk to your healthcare provider ahead of time. Let them know all the medications you're taking and ask them if you should pause any before your test. A quick chat could save you from getting skewed results that might cause unnecessary confusion or concern. Now, while your medications are important, there's something else that could be quietly affecting your blood test results: stress. Mistake number 3, not considering stress levels. Imagine this: you're rushing to your test, everything feels chaotic. Maybe you had a stressful morning, or you're simply worried about the results. But here's something you might not have considered. Stress has a massive effect on your blood test outcomes. Stress triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone that can elevate your blood pressure, spike your blood sugar, and even mess with your immune system. This isn't just feeling anxious. No, stress has real, measurable effects on your body that can show up in your blood test results. That's why it's so important to manage stress before a test. And I don't just mean thinking happy thoughts in the car. Many people think that a moment of stress or anxiety won't matter, but even just a few minutes of heightened stress can distort the results, especially if you're already dealing with high blood pressure, glucose issues, or other health concerns. It's easy to overlook, but stress could be skewing your results, making them inaccurate. So what's the solution? Before your test, try to take at least 10 minutes to calm down. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Just deep breathing, a little meditation, or even sitting quietly for a while can make a world of difference. A few peaceful minutes could give your test results the clarity they need. While stress can mess with your results, another often overlooked factor is hydration. Let's dive into that next. Mistake number 4, not staying hydrated. Now, you've probably heard it a million times. Stay hydrated. But let's talk about why it's actually critical before a blood test. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, and that makes it harder for your healthcare provider to draw an accurate sample. On top of that, dehydration can impact your kidney function readings, electrolytes, and even your liver markers. It's easy to think that hydration doesn't matter before a test, but believe me, it can have a big effect on the accuracy of the results. Some people think it's fine to skip water, especially if they're trying to avoid going to the bathroom during the test. But dehydration can throw off things like kidney function tests, electrolyte balance, and even glucose readings. And just one simple misstep could lead to false conclusions about your health. So, here's what you can do. Drink plenty of water the day before and the morning of your test. But be careful not to overdo it right before your test, as it can affect some of the readings. Just drink enough to keep your body functioning at its best. Hydration is key for clear and accurate results. Now that we've talked about hydration, let's address another important mistake: timing, especially when it comes to hormone tests. Mistake number 5, ignoring timing for hormonal tests. Did you know that the time of day can drastically affect the accuracy of your hormonal blood tests? Hormones like thyroid and estrogen don't stay the same all day long. They fluctuate, and if you happen to get tested at the wrong time of day, your results could be completely off. For example, thyroid levels are highest in the morning, and estrogen fluctuates throughout the menstrual cycle. Testing at the wrong time can lead to incorrect results that might cause confusion or unnecessary treatment. Many people think that as long as you get the test done within the same day, it's fine. But some tests, especially for hormones like thyroid or cortisol, need to be done at specific times of the day to be accurate. So what's the solution? Talk to your doctor about the best time to schedule any hormone tests. They know the timing that's required to get the best results, and following their advice could save you from misdiagnoses or misdiagnoses. Now that we've tackled these critical pre-test mistakes, let's shift gears and talk about the emotional side of this. Because it's not just about the numbers, it's about what they mean for your health and well-being. Let's pause for a moment and really think about this. You're sitting in that doctor's office, or perhaps you're waiting for your loved one to get their blood drawn. Maybe it's a routine test, or maybe it's one of those moments that feels more uncertain. You wait for results, but in the back of your mind, there's that lingering feeling of anxiety. What if something's wrong? What if we missed something? I get it. It's a tough, uncomfortable place to be. The unknown can feel heavy, and the stakes feel so much higher when you're talking about the health of someone you love. And it's not just the tests themselves that are stressful. It's everything that comes after. The thoughts of what those results might mean, how they'll change your life or their lives. It's a lot to handle, but here's the thing. By knowing about these common mistakes, you can take a huge weight off your shoulders. Instead of feeling helpless or confused, you'll have the clarity you need to move forward with confidence. You'll be in control, making informed decisions with a clearer picture of your loved one's health. Now, I want you to take a deep breath and shift your perspective. Instead of letting fear and uncertainty dictate how you approach health tests, let's focus on empowerment. The next time you're getting ready for a blood test, or you're helping a loved one through it, don't panic. Instead, think about the actions you've learned here today. Simple steps that can help prevent missteps. You don't need to worry about every single result. You've got the knowledge now to avoid these common mistakes, and that's power. That's preparation. By taking the time to fast properly, managing medications, watching stress levels, staying hydrated, and timing those hormonal tests, you're already ahead of the game. And that makes all the difference when it comes to interpreting those results. No more guessing, no more confusion. You're ready to take control of the situation and advocate for the best possible care. And that's exactly what your loved one needs. Maybe you've been through this before, or maybe you're hearing all of this for the first time today. If you've made any of these mistakes in the past, don't worry. What's important is that you now know what to avoid. That's the key. You can take action today, whether it's double-checking medication schedules or making sure to fast properly before your next test. It's never too late to change your approach and ensure that you and your loved ones get the best care possible. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And each small step you take toward being more informed, more prepared, is one that brings you closer to better health outcomes. If you can, make sure to check in with your doctor, schedule tests at the right times, and communicate what you've learned today. Be proactive. Advocate for your loved one's well-being. These little things can make such a huge difference when it comes to making sure they stay healthy and strong. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with something really important. Health is a journey, a constant learning process. It can be daunting at times, especially when you're dealing with tests, results, and trying to navigate all the information that comes with it. But you're not alone in this. By taking these proactive steps, you're giving your loved one the best chance at a healthier, happier life. And that, in itself, is a beautiful gift. Even though it might feel overwhelming at times, remember this: you've got the power to make a real difference in how you approach health tests and how your loved ones receive care. You're armed with the knowledge to ensure their results are as accurate as possible, and that, my friend, brings peace of mind. You're not just waiting for answers anymore. You're actively participating in making sure those answers are as clear as they can be. So, don't be discouraged. With love, patience, and a little awareness, you can ensure your loved one's well-being. These steps matter, and they're worth taking. You've got this. And remember, every step you take today leads to a healthier tomorrow. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making a difference, and that's what matters most. All right, let's quickly recap everything we've covered today. We started off by discussing one of the most common mistakes, not fasting before your blood test. It's such a simple step, but it can completely affect your test results. Then, we dove into the importance of taking medications correctly before a test. Many don't realize how critical it is to time your meds right. After that, we explored how stress can interfere with the results, which is something a lot of us don't think about in the rush of daily life. And of course, we talked about hydration, another seemingly small detail that can actually change the accuracy of your tests. Finally, we touched on hormonal tests and why the timing of these tests is so important for getting reliable results. So there you have it, 5 key mistakes that can make all the difference in the results you get from your blood test. Each one of these may seem small, but when you put them together, you're setting yourself up for more accurate, helpful results, and that means better health decisions. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you noticed before a blood test, either for yourself or a loved one? Was there anything you didn't realize could make such a big impact on your results? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts or personal experiences. If you faced any challenges with blood tests, let's have that conversation. We can all learn from each other's experiences. And who knows, your comment might help someone else avoid making the same mistakes. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing to Life Stamina, you'll get more tips and insights on elderly care, health, and wellness. I'm here to help you navigate those tricky moments so you feel confident and informed when it comes to the health of yourself or your loved ones. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on any of these valuable conversations. Thank you so much for watching today. I know there's a lot to think about when it comes to health, but remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. You've got this, and together, we can ensure the best care for those who matter most.